You guys, what do? We are stranded. I don't want to do a rescue mission. I don't think that's necessary, because this vessel can get home. It's just about the experiments. How do we get the experiments? How do we get the experiments to the science lab? Right? The idea was to land. If we had the fuel from that tank, man. If we had the fuel from that tank, we could have done this. Yep. That is how it, that's how it works. Okay. Well, I think we have to make a decision here. Do we try to do something that allows us to get down to the surface to get these experiments to them? Or do we just take off and go home? I mean, those really are the only two options right now. Or we get ourselves orbiting just above the surface, enough to where we feel like taking a little bit of a risk, and we'll take one of our scientists off the vessel, EVA them, slow down their speed, have them drop down to the base, deliver the science, and then use their EVA suit to gain the speed back to catch up with the ship and go home. That's the only thing I can think of that's going to save this, because Minmus's gravity is so light, and it takes nothing. I mean, look at it. I can get all the way up to 200 kilometers outside the surface just by going 43.9. Like, just by burning this burn that's coming up. I can do that. It's pretty crazy. That's the only way we save this, is have a Kerbal kind of go solo into the good night, if you will, to try and make it happen, and then get back here so we can go home, because I can't afford to burn anymore here. So maybe we try that. If I can get just above it. The thing is, though, I have to be able to cross this path again, so we're still gonna have to. I'm gonna have to adjust my inclination as well, which is already going to be a bitch. So I'm going to have to burn 44 basically meters per second. So let's try that at least. Let's get ourselves safe anyway. And by safe, I don't necessarily mean way out here. Because if I burn just, look at this, just 2.4. Brings me there, so like 2.8 brings me to 8. Yeah, this should be easy, guys. I think we should do this. I think we should try this. We should try to get a Kerbal to grab all the experiments and see if we can drop them down, sort of, so to speak, with their EVA suits. Drop them down to the science base, give them all the experiments, and then hightail it back to the ship. Does that sound like something we can try? Because otherwise, we're not getting these science experiments to them. We're going to be safe, I think. These are pretty high mountains here. I'm actually a bit concerned about this. These are pretty high little hills. We are heading upwards. We're heading towards our apoapsis. So, shouldn't be. I'm gonna try it. I think it's worth trying. I think we're gonna try it. I need to correct the inclination. In order to get home from Kerbin, or get home to Kerbin, I really only need like maybe 300 meters per second to get into Kerbin's influence, adjust our orbit. That won't work for. We'll have to aerobrake, but. I mean, I kind of anticipated us having to do that anyway. To burn like this. Let's bring it to our apoapsis is near the equator, about like that. Yeah, and then I'll adjust my inclination so that I'm gonna end up traveling through this. So we'll start out with this inclination change here. And I think by the time that happens, we may be able to meet up with it this way as it's rotating under the planet. And if not, then we'll adjust it again. So this is 37 meters per second on that node. Or on the first node, it's 37. The second one is just over 100. But once we get our inclination proper, the engines on the ship aren't burning. After that point, our delivery method is the EVA suit. Okay, so yeah, that's the plan. That's time accelerate. I'm gonna commit to this. We're gonna do this. We'll get our incline changed completely, all in one burn. So 114 meters per second is going to take us 105 seconds to burn. And that's going to put us pretty much at a budget that is, well, it's going to put us at a pretty tight budget. But I think we can do it. So let's time accelerate 48 minutes into the future here. Take a look at our electric charge. We're still looking good there. Oh man, I missed it. Well, you know what? I do that all the time, but I think it'll probably still be all right. Okay. So I think this will work. This is our next burn. This is going to end up being probably here. So if I can rotate it a bit more, that'd be cool, but I'm already going to be rotating it sort of on the axis. So this is what we're going to do. Yeah, that's our burn. So another 53.8, and that leaves us with basically nothing. We can't, we're not gonna be able to skim much off this, so we're gonna have to go pretty quick. And I'm not sure this will work anymore, but we're gonna try. I may need to do a rescue mission. Thing is, the Kerbals have 80 days worth of life support as long as they're inside the ship. But when I EVA them, they don't have all that much. Like Bob, wait. Oh, time warp. I'm like, why are they unavailable? Because we're in time warp. So Bob, if I EVA him, he currently has basically 6 minutes. No, sorry, 6 hours. 6 hours of survivability in his suit. I don't know how long it takes us to go around the planet, to go around the moon here, but I'm gonna guess that it takes, well, I'm gonna guess that that's cutting it kind of close. Now Bill, his original purpose for being here is to get these science experiments off the ship and put them inside the KIS containers. So, what I'm wondering is, can we still do that? If I disassemble this part, does that mean, what's in your inventory? All right, hold on. Let's grab, can I grab the wrench? I need to get the wrench. Unless I didn't pack it, which I thought I did. No, it's not with Bill. Bob? Who has the wrench, guys? Alright, so Jebediah is holding all the goods. So let's get Bill to have the wrench. Golf clubs. Yeah, let's just have him, let's get him to have the wrench. I want to see if he's able to do what I think he can do. So we're going to bring Bill like this. Bring him down. And since he has the wrench on him, So I have him equip the wrench. And it doesn't look like he can disassemble the parts like I thought he could. He's not able to disassemble these parts like I thought he could, guys. Maybe he needs a screwdriver to do that. Yeah, that's probably it. Probably needs the screwdriver to do this. Unless I'm missing something. Ah, X. Here we go. Detach. That's what I want. I want to detach that. Now, can I put it in my inventory? Interesting. It's not... It let me do it, but now it's not. Why not? Oh, because I have it... Oh, it's floating in space now. Can I grab it? Yeah, they're just floating in space now. I detached them, but like, I'm not able to grab it. Why not? Did a quick little read up on the keyboard shortcuts for this that I had forgotten. And you can totally grab things. I can just grab it and drag it in. So I was trying to use the wrong keyboard shortcuts, basically. G is the keyboard shortcut for that. So I can detach it from the ship, and then with X. So hold X, and then hit detach, and then I can go G and grab, and then drag it into my inventory. That's what I needed to do. That's what I wanted to know how to do. So that's pretty good. Now the camera's doing semi-strange things. What I can do now is, see, let's go up to, yeah, I'm gonna go up to the KIS containers. And I want to see about putting them inside. So inventory. Yep, and then I'll just slip this into here. Slip this into here, and slip this into here. Okay. So those experiments are tucked away nice and tight now. Okay. And we're just going to detach this. Oh, it won't let me. It won't let me detach this. Why not? The wrench is equipped, but it looks like I need a drill, maybe? I don't know. It won't let me detach that. It'll let me detach the goo canister, but not that. Okay, well, that is something. So we'll grab the goo canister. And we'll just grab that. Oops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Where are you going? Where are you going? What is this? What is happening? Ah, come on. All right, hold on. I need my inventory open. There we go. Now I need to grab it and stick it in there. The game freezing up. It's kind of a little bit difficult to do. There we go. All right, so now I have the goo canister in my inventory and lots of graphics clipping. Okay. Let's go down. And we'll grab this experiment, if I can get it. We will try and get this into our inventory now. And I'm not able to detach that. Not sure why. It won't let me detach that. It'll let me detach the, yeah, I don't have, well, I do kind of have the, yeah, I have the ability to grab that. So let's grab this, detach the chem cam, and we'll put that in our inventory. Oh. So the destiny, okay, so the part volume, it's too high a volume. Okay, well, we were gonna lose this anyway. It's just too high a part volume. The part's too big to put in my inventory, which, you know, it sadly makes sense. So now that chem cam will just kind of drift for a while. And I want to go actually see if I can get this drill and the, basically all the D magic stuff. It looks like I can't detach it. Yeah, so far, the D magic stuff is not able to be detached. Yep, D magic cannot be detached. Okay. Well, that is unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate, because that was the whole point of doing it this way with the containers, hoping that we could do that. I can't detach that. Can't detach the hard drives either, sadly. But I probably can get this because it's a stock part, right? Yep. I can detach this just fine. Yep, the volume of this part is also too great. So, bye-bye science part, I guess. Well, that's really weird, because that's not just D-magic stuff, right? Because the chem cam was able to be detached. Maybe that's not D-magic. Maybe it's a different different mod maker. I don't know. And good enough. Good enough. Yep. So there's our science experiments just floating around. We have to get here, and we're gonna try and do it in the day side. Let's go ahead and time accelerate a little bit here. And this is why we pack a bunch of life support. That this can last us a very long time. That's why we do it. So you never know when things will go catastrophically wrong. And I'm getting a little bit weirded out by that lighting effect that's happening. So let's turn our lights off. I'm definitely going to want to turn them on later, but not right now. Just because. Yeah, we did all those science experiments already. Okay. Let's do some time acceleration here. Get our base to be on the day side. Should be able to see our base. Yep, there it is. Our base is right there. But we're traveling that direction. So perhaps on the next pass, we should prep. No, I'm gonna wait to prep. We're running low on electric power, actually. I'm gonna need to expand this solar panel because we're not able to charge very fast when we're in the day side. So let's extend this panel because we're getting low. 441. Let's go around the moon one more time. Let's go around Minmus one more time, and we are going to try it this. I think we're going to try it this pass. Now, I may not be able to get down to the base and back up in the same pass. That is the hope, but it probably won't happen. So we'll have to wait for another pass to get the, get what we need as far as rendezvousing with our own craft from EVA. Okay, so where's the base? Base is up there, I think. Yep, it's right there. We're traveling over this hill. Are we going to get close to this thing? It's a little bit off. Is it worth burning, though, to get the right incline? Is it worth it? 22 meters per second. Just to get closer. Okay. You've convinced me. I will do it. Fine. 24.5 meters per second. We're gonna get ourselves a little bit closer to where the base will be. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. So should be heading closer to the base now. I'm not sure if I should go around one more time or not. I think not. I think I'm gonna commit to this now. Get the solar panels on the proper side. Actually, more importantly, get the door accessible, which unfortunately is the same size as solar panels, but whatever. I'm gonna have to do it that way. Or I could just have it pointed up. Let's just do that. Have the ship point up. Yep. Okay, now we need a scientist. Let's say edibles. If somebody's gonna die, it's gonna be edibles. I'm just kidding. But seriously though, we need to gather the experiments that are in all of these hard drives and then get down to the surface via EVA. So I'm just gonna collect this data, gonna collect that data, gonna collect this data, gonna collect that data if I'm close enough, and I am. Okay, let's let go. Come over here. We're gonna do this data. Yep. Come over here and do this data. Yep. Come over here and do this data if possible. Yep, there's nothing in there. All right, so extra hard drive, piece of cake. Nothing in there. And nothing in, oh, okay. No, I don't want to store it. Collect. Okay. Okay, let's go. Down we go. Down to the surface. It's a long way down. It is a long way down. Surface speed is slowing. Oh man. Oh, come on. Come on, edibles. Killing off lateral velocity. Actually, it might be easier if I was doing it this way, with having all of my EVA propellant pushing me that way. Okay. Dropping down. We're gonna have to kill off a lot of this vertical speed too, but the EVA suit can kill off that speed pretty quickly. So down to towards the surface, and time warp is going to lock us to 1 times speed. Let's go ahead and start killing off our velocity here a little bit. And I think we did it, guys. Well, we did half of it. We got down to the science facility. Unfortunately, I used up a ton of my EVA propellant. The good news is there is a fresh supply of EVA propellant on the base, or at this base. So, the science facility, whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty good. Still need to kill off the fall, velocity for the fall, falling too quickly, but it's not all that difficult actually. I'm actually able to handle it pretty well, as long as I don't run out of propellant. Okay, slowing our speed, approaching the base. Definitely can't do it in the same pass, but okay. There we go. So we have succeeded in reaching the base, guys, via EVA. You can only do this in Minmus. You really would never be able to do this anywhere else. Minmus is like the only place this would work. This idea is rubbish anywhere else, but here it actually works. We have safely arrived at the base. Took us a little bit longer than usual, than I thought, but we did it. And we have all the data with us right now. So let's just get over to the ladder here. Touchdown safely on the Minmus's surface. All right, we have a little bit of our EVA propellant left too. That's pretty good. Now what that means is I have enough EVA propellant to achieve the velocity that I need to get to a rendezvous with the other ship, if I time it right. I had enough to stop and slow down and come down, so therefore I have enough to go up. And actually I'll probably use less going up, because I won't have to have the precision of, changing directions and everything coming down and slowing myself down against Minmus's pull. Okay, so we're going to want to come up to this command hatch here, and I'm just going to say store experiments. And that's it. Now there are 3 experiments I cannot store in here. Not sure why. Let's take a look at what they are. Mystery goo from Minmus's slopes, ChemCam from Minmus's poles, and ChemCam from Minmus's slopes. So I'll just store them in here then, inside the science facility. Okay, so now I need to get in here so that I can get my EVA propellant changed. So I'm not able to board because it's full. So we're just going to come down. And sun's coming out, that's good. We'll switch to the science facility. Here we go. And I'm going to get, let's get Jebdos. Jebdos, we'll get him out. Whoops. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, Jebdos is back out. And R, not B. And we'll just let him kind of come down to the surface. Switch to edibles. Up, there we go. Up, climb the ladder, and enter the space station. There we go. So, he will get his life support stuff all sorted out. He will get his monopropellant stuff all sorted out. That's good. Electric charge is pretty good at this facility. They're still researching. They're having a ton of science. They're getting a bunch of science anyway. We can review the data and start dumping it into here to add to the data. So the max data is 750. We now have 673. I can't add the chem. It's worth 250. No, it's worth 43. 43 data would give me 215 science. So we'll put that in there. Yep, 21 data is good. Okay, so that's that. We got all the experiments that are stored in here now being worked on, which is good. Let's take a look at some of the data that's in here. 16. 16. Can we add 16? We don't have enough to add 16. So let's just go ahead and keep it. Can't add 43. Definitely can't add that one. This one's already in there. So we can just transmit that. Okay. Can't add that. 15. Can we add 15? No. But if I time accelerate a bit, I bet I probably could, but that's okay. We'll do it later. 35. Can't add that. Looks like we can probably add about 13, 12. Anything that's 12 or less we can add. Which doesn't look like we're going to get much that's 12 or less. This is 17. No, we're gonna have to probably wait a bit before we can put any of these in the lab. This one has already been collected, so we can transmit that. No, keep going, keep going. Yep, same thing with this, but this needs to be recovered. Whatever, it's fine. Chem from Minmus slopes. Transmission is worth 5.5 here, so we'll just go ahead and grab that. Nope. So it's basically just checking out what you can get and what you can't. Pretty much the bottom line of it. This is worth 8 data, so we can add that to the lab. And the chances of us finding something that's worth 4 is pretty small. So I'm not really concerned about that. So, okay, so the science is there. So now we need to get our Kerbal back into the ship that's orbiting. That ship is long past. It's going to be back though, and when it does come back around, that's when we're gonna fly out to meet it. So we're gonna set this as the target. No. Nope. Can I? There we go. Thank you. Let's get the Kerbal selected. Here he is. Hello. This is, who is this? Is this Jebdos? This is Jebdos. Maybe Jebdos can come back. You know what? I think Jebdos is going to come back. Edibles did a great job all over the place, but I think this guy's the guy who's going to come back. So, good job there, Jebdos. You've been doing some research in the lab, and you've decided that Minmus is just not the place for you. I understand. We are going to want to investigate this land for possible minerals. This could easily become a base of operations here. We could totally do it. Have our little, have a crew patch here, or have our airlock over here with a landing pad over this way here, and then maybe some mining can happen over here maybe. And then as we move this way, we get to like crew quarters where there's places for them to live. Then we can have some, aeroponics happening over here, getting some fertilizing our plants and stuff with our waste products. We'll have a giant power conduit over on this side, probably. Kind of maybe off over here. And that will feed from like having the sun through the mountains. But really the sun comes up over here and comes up all the way around and over there. So yeah, maybe here isn't the best place for the base, probably over here. But yeah, doesn't matter. We'll have it. And I think that would be cool. And we can try out our base designs. Or I still haven't finalized how I want my first base to look yet. I'm still working on it, but I could test that theory. I could test the idea on Minmus. That would be a good place to kind of test things out. Fairly lacking in consequence, really, because it's Minmus. So if you come down too hard, like I can test the delta V that I have available on my landing vessels, and I can test whether or not You know, things like Eve, for example. Eve is going to be, I think, probably one of the easier planets to land on, because you just throw a bunch of parachutes on your stuff, and as long as you don't come in too hot, you're good. So heat shields, jettison the heat shields, put a bunch of parachutes on your stuff, and just let it all fall to the surface. Pretty simple. And the gravity's pretty good, to the point where, you know, we could have rovers moving things around without much problem because of the gravity. To where here, moving things around with a rover is a pain in the butt. Let's put a flag. It's going to give Jebdos the experience. So let's put a flag down. And I'm just going to name this potential base. It all depends on whether or not there are substrates in the soil, whether or not there's water that I can pull out of the ground. This is technically supposed to be ice. Minmus is this giant sheet of ice, I guess. Maybe the greater flats isn't, but the lesser flats I think are. And that is kind of where we're going with that. How much life support do I have here? Do I have enough for the ship to orbit around? Does this say 104 days? Yeah, this says 104 days. Come on, really? Oh, here we go. That's better. Yeah, 5 hours sounds much better. 104 days inside your EVA suit. Come on. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Let this go around. And it looks like it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so we're moving around. Yeah, changing the inclination was a good idea. Okay, so now what I want to do, set this as the target. And now I need to get up and move. So which direction do I need to go? Don't know. I think I need to go that way. But I don't know how fast I need to go that way. Oh, this is going to be a challenge, isn't it? Haha. Be a big challenge, actually. I need to go east, and I need to go a little bit north. So northeast, pretty much. And I need to raise myself up to where I am like 18 or 15 or so thousand meters above the surface. Should be fun. Let's go ahead and do this. And before I leave, I don't even know if I have the ability to do this. I don't think so. I don't think I packed the containers on this ship. I did not. So I don't have the ability to do that. Okay, so we need to face northeast. So this is north. That means that this is east. So I need to go this way. And I think I probably need to leave pretty soon. I just don't know how to time this. I'm not sure where the ship is. I want to see my target. There it is. Okay. So it's coming in about like that. So how about we do this? How about I go up? I can see my relative velocity now. That's what I wanted to see. So now I need to go target retrograde. That's this way. So move that way. I need to go up though. Target retrograde is that way. So we'll just keep going this way. Just keep pushing yourself forward. A little bit this direction. Take a look back behind me. Okay. Gotta go higher. Need to be up high. Need to be like, I forget what it is, like 15,000 meters in the air. And need to get up there. Man, I just can't figure out how to kill this speed. All right, I'm looking at this number down here. It's telling me how far away I'll be from the target in a certain amount of time. So this is good. I'm gonna be about 300 meters away from the ship now in about 5.5 minutes. I'll be about 300 meters away from that. Because it looks like as my pace of going up, my apoapsis is gonna be high enough. So let's time accelerate until we get close to that ship. This is... This idea worked, guys. This idea worked. It worked quite well. Okay, so... Here we go, bringing it in. There's Minmus Science 1. So, there it is. We need to kill off all of our relative velocity, actually. So, let's kill this all off by traveling this direction. And just like any other ship, we're just going to treat our Kerbal like he's a ship, basically. So now that I've killed off the velocity, the camera kind of rotated on me, but whatever. It's cool. Where the hell is my target? Where the hell did it go? There it is. Alright, so now I need to burn basically right at the target. And I'm going to be on top of this thing pretty quick here. We're just going to move in. And, yeah. Just like we were rendezvousing two ships. Plenty of Delta V inside a Kerbal spacesuit. As long as you're around Minmus. And plenty of life support to last too. It's a good amount of life support supply here. Of course, our orbital period wasn't that long, but still. Okay. Okay, and now it's just like any other EVA trip, really. I'm just gonna focus on the ship and move around. We did it, guys. Got all of the science experiments in the science lab. Through all the different challenges that we faced in that, we managed to pull it off. And now here I am, just outside the ship. Jebdos has brought it back home. And he's gonna have to figure out how to get on a ladder. That's his final challenge, is figuring out how to get on a ladder. Oh. There we go. And board. We are on the ship. We delivered all the science experiments that we had off the hard drives to the ship, or to the science facility, which is just over there now, 54 kilometers away. And now it's just a matter of getting home to Kerbin.